part of it. We finished off with you writing back and forth and trying to get in contact with, and you finally did. But now let's fast forward. When did you guys take it seriously and moving forward in your relationship?
Yeah, so I when I finally got his story like around, like I'm telling you, it took me like a good 5-6 years to kind of frame that story, because I was all like in the bang bang outlaw gangster stuff, and he didn't want his story portrayed like that because he was trying to get out of prison, and anybody that's in prison, they don't want to be portrayed like that, because they're going to use that against them when they try to get out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to help this dude get out. So when I got out, what I'm saying, we kept writing. I kept doing pieces, and I kept interviewing. He would call me on the phone, and I would interview him. And basically, we got to the point where I had the story right, and my writing had matured. I had matured as an adult. Where I didn't see things, the same way I saw things. The bigger picture instead of the smaller picture. Because whatever, you can say somebody's a rat and somebody's this and somebody, but really in the big scheme of things, that's a smaller picture. I mean, the government's pulling all the fucking strings. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the manipulation. I mean, whatever, and some people, they shouldn't be in that line of work, because they're going to rat anyhow. That's what people do. People tell on other people, think all the time. People always going, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. So, I mean, that's what people do. People talk about stuff. Yeah. People gossip. So, I mean, the code of silence, all that, it's a good concept, but how true is it really? How many people actually hold true to that? Yeah. It's that's like the that's like the exclusive people. Most of the people talk. Yeah. But so once I got all these big concepts, and I was looking at the bigger picture, and I was like, I want to help get Rick out. I'm not saying the doc was the only thing that got him out. There was all types of stuff. There was all organizations, the big Hollywood movie with Matthew McConaughey, but we worked on all this stuff, and we worked with Rick.
Why is he sharing this? Like, what's his game plan? What are you paying him? I mean, if somebody wants your life story, they want money, don't they?
Rick wanted to get out of prison.
Yeah, but
they had him in prison
to get him there. Is that what he was thinking?
Yeah. No, that's what I told him. I told him the dude I went to. So A Murder in the Park, which we talked about earlier, that Sean Rick did. He got Al Story Simon out of prison. It was a wrongful conviction. So that's what the movie was about. So this dude Sean Rick. And he's got a couple other people. That's like kind of his thing. Like, he exposes injustices. He gets people out of prison. So I went to Rick, and I was like, look, dude. And I'm not going to lie. It was, I had two angles. One angle was getting Rick out of prison. My other angle was my personal angle. I wanted to learn how to make films. I wanted to work with this Emmy-winning director. And, me and Rick have been writing for like over 10 years at this time. I'd done a bunch of articles, trying to get him out of prison, telling his story. And so, I basically said, Rick, I think we should do this. And he was like, okay, if you think this will help, because he was looking for any reason to get out of prison. Because at that time they had him trapped in there. I mean, this dude did 30,
you're grabbing everything to get out. Right.
He did 32 years for 8 kilos of cocaine, nonviolent offense, convicted when he was 17. He was convicted as a juvenile.
Wow.
And got a life sentence in Michigan. Yep. So, I mean, it was like crazy. And he worked as an informant. How does an informant got a life sentence and never gets out? I mean, but it happens because, you see mob gas pipe.
Yep, exactly.
But is he still in, or wait, he passed?
He died of COVID in 21.
Yeah, because he was in the ADX.
Yep.
So, I mean, it happens. But, but like I say, Rick, I mean, I don't view, like a lot of people, I have this argument with people all the time. Like, they say Rick is a snitch. And I'm saying, the dude was 14, bro.
Yeah.
I go, he wasn't, to me, this was a lot of people get fucked up, right? Even me. If I see a dude drive and hit a little girl, right, and I write the license plate number and I give it to the cops, I'm not a snitch.
No,
I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen. The dude just hit and killed a little girl. I'm not doing anything. I'm not complicit. This is what makes you a snitch. If me and you are doing dirt, correct, drug deals, whatever, killing people, right, and then I get busted by the cops, I give up you, get myself out it, that's what a snitch is. So I hate it when you see these dudes, like dudes are selling drugs on the corner, and and the grandma calls the cops, and they say the grandma is not a snitch. The grandma's not a snitch. She's a citizen. A citizen cannot be a snitch.
Agree for the same terms as you guys did. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, so that's the big difference, man. You know, people don't even know. You know, people get a lot of shit fucked up, but.
So let me ask you this, and we're going to invite you back because we would like to have you on, get the kind of the foundation, and we're definitely going to, you know, you'd be willing to come back. We'd love to have you back. But before we conclude, got a few more questions. The first is, if you could have dinner with any criminal, notable criminal, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Man, Lucky Luciano, man.
There we go.
Sir.
I mean, Lucky Luciano. I mean, I'm saying, you know, the godfather of La Cosa Nostra.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I mean, and like I say, and I like Lucky Luciano too, because, you know, when Lucky Luciano in the 20s, when he was coming up, that was when it was still, you know, the Italians hadn't, you know, kind of solidified everything. So it was a lot of the Jewish, it was a lot of the Irish, it was just gangsters, you know, and then prohibition kind of made them into these criminal organizations. So just to see that whole story, how Lucky Luciano, so he went from, you know, basically like a street thug or a hoodlum, you know, to the Godfather. I mean, that got to be amazing. I would love to just talk to that dude.
For that, there really wasn't, and maybe I'm wrong, there between any ethnicity or group, there was no organized crime. You know, right? I mean, there wasn't. But now if you look, it's like, you know, even the gangs, you know, if you go with the blacks, the whites, the Jews, you know, whatever you want to name, before that, there was no organizations. And now, after that time period, organizations started popping up, right?
Yeah.
So, Seth, we're gonna conclude. Give us how you know, our loyal viewers and on iTunes listeners can find you, Seth.
All right, so look, I'm like on Instagram under my name, Seth Ferranti. Also, I got a Substack under my name, Seth Ferranti. It's Seth Ferranti's True Crime Newsletter. So if people like to read gangster stuff, if they like to read true crime stuff, I got like a newsletter. There's a free subscription. There's also like a paywall. You know, so the free subscription is you know, whatever, you can get it for free. You can just sign up. You know, if you want to get more exclusive stuff, you know, it's $5 a month. You know what I'm saying? So you can get on that, and I'll give you more exclusive stuff. I'm actually writing about this case, you know, that why I got this GPS on. I'm doing a series on that on there, more exclusive. And you can also, you know, if you really like my stuff, you can become a founding member. Like it's like $250. You become a founding member, and I'll send you like some autographed books and stuff, and you get like the super exclusive stuff. You can subscribe to my YouTube. I got Seth Ferranti's True Crime on YouTube. So I got a bunch of different stuff on there too, but actually we're putting together. We're taking, I've literally written hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of print articles, like true crime, gangster, you know, mafioso, you know, gangs. So actually what we're doing right now, we're converting all those articles into videos for YouTube. So, you know, that's going to be, you know, we're going to start putting that up in the next month. So yeah, subscribe to my Substack, subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, and if you want to buy my books on Amazon, you can also go to my website, guerrillaconvict.com. You can buy all my books in, and that also has like news about like when my films. Look, I'm telling you, I got a ton of films. I've been working on all these films since in the pandemic, the last 18 months, 2 years. 2023, I'm gonna drop like 5 different projects, man. I got
for you, man.
You know, yeah, on all different subjects, all like true crime related, but you know, psychedelic stuff, cannabis stuff, mob stuff. You know, prison stuff, and kind of like you know, like violence interruption. I got a bunch of stuff, man. So it's all going to be dropping next year.
Definitely look forward to that, man.
God bless. So Seth Ferranti, heard it here. Give the Whiteboy Rick story, so a little bit of some mob stuff. We'll put some links below. Seth, send them over on email. I'll get them below. So Seth, it was an honor and privilege, and thank you for being on the Armchair MBA Mobsters Inc.
Take care.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate the exposure.
It's our pleasure, brother. Be well.
All right.